It all began back in 2013 when the cast of Vanderpump Rules was actually employed as servers and bartenders at Lisa Vanderpump's West Hollywood restaurant, Sir. Lisa was on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, and one of her storylines was that one of her employees was the other woman in a big cheating scandal. Well, kind of. Once the news broke that Eddie Cibrian had cheated on Brandi Glanville with Leanne Rimes, Sheena Marie, a server at one of Lisa's restaurants, was like, wait, what about me? He also cheated with me for 2 whole years. And she went to the media with her story. Classic Shishu, always making it about herself. Lisa has Sheena work an event at Sir, which was awkward because Brandi attends, and then she organizes this even more awkward talk between them afterwards so that Sheena could apologize and clear the air.
We went out to bars together, we went out to restaurants, we went to the lake together. You went
to the lake on my boat. I know, I saw the picture.
And she does apologize, but then quickly ends up in tears, getting defensive, trying to justify the seriousness of the relationship that she had with Brandi's husband.
He told me he loved me. He bought me diamond earrings. He took me on trips. I'm just saying, like, it was more.
You don't have to keep saying this, honey. I got it. I know you were husband. I got that. I get that.
Basically saying, consider my feelings. I was hurt too.
It was just really rough for me to hear that.
I know we're all the center of our own universe, but Sheena's gravitational pull is a little bit stronger than most. And through a rip in space-time, we can hear Katie Maloney somewhere in the distant future shouting, "He's my husband! Husband!"
This is my husband! Husband! Husband!
After this chat, which honestly went a lot better than I expected, because Brandi tells Sheena, I don't blame you, I blame him, and I don't know about you guys, but I'm a big supporter of that mindset. The man who was married ruined the marriage, not the single 20-year-old woman that he used to accomplish that. Let's move on before I go off on a whole rant about how there's no equivalent word for mistress for the other man. Brandi leaves and Sheena walks away and into the Sir kitchen where we see Stassi and Katie, and of course, Stassi yells at Sheena about giving away some shifts. This was the end of an episode of Real Housewives, and suddenly we were transported into a whole new world via a classic backdoor pilot. The second hour of that episode was the first ever episode of Vanderpump Rules. Thanks, Shishu. LVP saw the potential of this spin-off focusing on the hot but completely out of control waitstaff at Sir, and the rest is history. In this first episode, we start out with Lisa giving us this succinct description of Sir.
Blank is where you take your wife, and says where you take your mistress.
When people say that this show started with cheating and has always been about cheating, this is what they mean. We're introduced to Sheena, the new girl at Sir, just trying to fit in. Stassi, the self-declared reigning princess of Sir, lover of statement necklaces and hater of mistresses. Stassi's live-in boyfriend, Jax, who is 10 years older than her and a bartender at Sir. Her best friends, Katie and Kristen, who are also fellow servers, and their boyfriends, the Toms, who are conveniently also best friends with Jax. So basically we have this little group over here, and then we've got Sheena as the outsider. And they all work at Sir, other than Tom Schwartz, who is a side character at first, just Katie's boyfriend, and he doesn't even get an intro montage or make it into the group photo. None of these people are exemplary human beings by any stretch, but there is something vaguely charming about this simpler time when they were all just transplants from all over the country moving to LA in the hopes of making it big. They all have a thing that they want to pursue. Tom Sandoval and Kristen want to be actors. Jax and Schwartz want to be models. Stassi wants to be a fashion writer. Katie wants to start a record label, which we literally never hear about again after this first episode. And Sheena wants to be famous enough to have her picture taken by paparazzi via whatever avenue presents itself. And I'm not being mean. She basically says this herself many times. And obviously they also all model on the side because, as Kristen says,
we're all really good looking. Sorry.
The big conflict that we're introduced to is that Stassi takes great offense to this big cheating scandal that Sheena was involved in.
Everyone knows I dated a married guy. I'm known as the other woman. Lucky me.
And again, I have to emphasize, Brandy's husband was caught with Leanne Rimes. Nobody knew about Sheena also being the other woman until Sheena herself outed herself as the second other woman to the tabloids. And Stassi is deeply affected by this, even though it has absolutely nothing to do with her at all. So naturally, she makes it her mission to run Sheena out of the restaurant by bullying and ostracizing and slut-shaming her, which is incidentally one of her favorite hobbies.
When new people come in, if I don't like them, I try and make them quit. Seriously. I have made girls quit by just being mean to them because I thought they were assholes.
So we get some fun restaurant drama storylines like Sheena bringing up changing the tip sharing structure at Sir, which Stassi takes great offense to.
I mean, it was just a suggestion.
Well, it's not a good one.
Or Sheena mysteriously getting the same color of uniform handkerchief as Stassi, which Stassi takes great offense to.
Twins. She chose my color dress.
Every single person at Sir knows that the gray/blue dress is my color dress. You just don't go there.
I have to take a minute to talk about this piece of tissue paper handkerchief that's being called a dress as a uniform.
It's basically just a nothing piece of fabric that is somehow appropriate to wear in a restaurant. You have boobs flopping as you're serving food.
Are there no health code regulations in West Hollywood? I think Lisa must have been a big fan of that J-Lo VMAs dress, and this is her West Hollywood version of that.
They do not wear bras under there.
We also get this fun number in black and in purple. So 2013 core. I don't know which is worse, but they're both iconic. Back to these two. The dichotomy between Sheena and Stassi is fascinating to me. They both want all of the attention on them at all times, and they're willing to go to great lengths to get it, but in completely opposite ways. Sheena is a people pleaser, and she just wants to be liked by everyone. Shishu's perfect world is one where she is everyone's best friend. She's very cringe, but I've always had a soft spot for Sheena, even though her constant seeking acceptance can manifest itself as her flip-flopping and playing the middle a little too much, which can get annoying at times. But Sheena is an absolute star, made for reality TV, and just cringe gold. Don't judge me, it plays in my head every time I use the word in relation to anything on this show, and let's be honest, even when it has nothing to do with the show. And then there's Stassi, who is basically the complete opposite of Sheena. She's extremely rigid and absolute and harsh about everything. Once she makes up her mind about a thing or a person, there's almost no chance of going back. She's a classic mean girl who almost always takes it way, way, way too far, and she could care less what people think of her, and that includes us, the audience, as well. But despite her horrific internalized misogyny and mistreatment of women who she deems beneath her, I think somewhere deep inside of her is actually a girl's girl, using the broad definition of a girl's girl being a woman who prioritizes and values her relationships with women over men. But as you will quickly find out, I like to seek out the girl's girl in every girl, so that's just my own perspective. For a young woman in her early 20s, she is bold and fearless and smart and funny, and she was the only one to read most of these dudes on this show for who they are right from the start. It takes a lot to be able to go up against Jax and the Toms, and I live for her ability to make them squirm and how threatened they are of her. As a reality TV character, especially that mean girl queen bee archetype, she is terrifying and fascinating. Good on Lisa for recognizing this and bringing together these two main characters going head to head. I love it, but I don't think even Lisa could have predicted where this shit show of a first season would end up taking us. All that little restaurant drama is cute and everything, and as a former server, it's the whole reason that I started watching the show in the first place. But if that was all, then we would probably not have 10 whole years of this shit show to look back on. Because let's face it, Jax and Stassi absolutely carried this train wreck on their backs until it picked up enough steam to chug along on its own. My God, what I would give to be able to wipe my brain and experience it all again, not knowing what's to come. In this first episode, we get Jax going out for some drinks with Peter, a manager at SUR, and also an ex of Stassi's, so that Jax can complain about Stassi.
I can't argue anymore. I can't. I was like, am I the only one? Maybe we should. She's like, well, I never used to fight like this with anybody. I find that hard to believe.
It's basically just big bitches be crazy energy the whole time. And to be fair, Stassi is pretty damn crazy.
She is a little nuts. She's crazy.
But not necessarily in the way that Jax is trying to present here. Like he's the world's best boyfriend and Stassi is controlling and insecure, and poor old lovable Jax is just gonna deal with it, I guess, because he loves her so much.
I just keep going back for more. And it's like, we're men, that's what we're training. What else are we gonna do?
That narrative shatters pretty quickly, like in the next 2 minutes, because the man can't even get through this one outing with Peter on camera without hitting on their server.
In fact, I'm gonna need a massage.
I'm working late, sorry. Yeah,
Ouch.
I am actually.
Peter, come in, we'll buy you a drink.
Is that the gay club or?
What?
No.
He also lies about where he's from randomly.
Where you from?
Bear with me. Florida.
What part?
Clearwater. Tampa.
Yes, me too.
He's from Michigan. Just absolutely classic vintage Jax. Next, we see Sheena and her boyfriend Shay go into a recording studio.
It sounds dope.
Yeah.
Sounds Britney, Gaga. Sounds hot. You know?
Awesome.
Sounds like you're a pop star.
Sounds like this guy has no idea what he's talking about.
This record producer was looking for a brunette Britney type.
Britney who? Britney Spears?
Britney, oohs and ahs.
Yes, just a little edgier than that,
Okay.
but yes, because you're not Britney, you're better than
Britney who? Britney Spears?
I get that I look like Britney Spears all the time. When I was in high school, I had blonde hair, and sometimes I would get mistaken for her. I'd have like kids come up to me in restaurants and be like, oh, Britney, can I have your autograph? And I didn't want to be like, oh, I'm not her, so kind of got her autograph down.
Leave Britney alone!
Britney would like to be left out of this narrative.
Do you know how to make her do that naughty giggle?
I do.
Really?
Yeah.
How many times have you done that?
Let's just say a lot.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Ew, the creepiness factor is off the charts here. Seriously, this guy is the worst.
The worst!
Can you freak, bitch?
I don't know what the hell they're going for with this.
Less phone sex operator, more porn star.
All right, I got it and I reject it.
Can we do that again?
No! God, please, no! 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 Oh, you know that one, don't you? Ooh.
This is too much cringe for me, and I'm pretty sure Shay agrees, as this man is sexually harassing him, but he's stuck there and we're not, so let's move on. Sheena is hated by Stassi and her little minions, but as a collector of best friends, if you will, she's of course gonna find a few allies at SUR, one of whom is Tina. I imagine they bonded over their love of these long-ass dangly earrings that I can't believe they were allowed to wear working in a restaurant. I don't really remember Tina having any kind of storyline for the rest of the show, but she is in that group photo that Schwartz didn't make it into. Probably just means she's too nice and normal, so we love that for her. Next, we get a little menu tasting scene in Lisa's amazing house, Villa Rosa, and the first appearance of my forever #1 guy in the group, Jiggy. Rest in peace. We find out that Stassi is one of LVP's favorites because she is friends with her daughter, Pandora, and also writes for their fashion blog. So Stassi gets away with way more than other people, which is probably one of the reasons that she feels justified in acting like a total asshole. And so, as Lisa, Ken, and Guillermo, their business partner, discuss Stassi's work performance, specifically her drinking at work, the girls are casually pre-gaming with wine before their shift starts, like I do before a night out. Okay, I don't remember Kristen looking at Jax like this.
Stassi's handbags aren't gonna pay for themselves.
She's laughing way too hard at that dumb joke. Look at this hair twirl eye contact.
I gotta go.
I forgot to bring
Love you.
Love you too.
Bye, girls.
That was Kristen, not Stassi, saying love you too. My God, woman, it's just Jax.
Me and Jax just kind of bring everyone together. You know, the boys are drawn to him and then the girls are drawn to me, so we kind of just lead the pack.
I think some of the girls might be drawn to him more than you, Stassi. Speaking of Kristen, let's move over to the second worst relationship, Tom Sandoval and Kristen. From this very first scene, all I'm getting here is Michael, Jan, dinner party vibes.
It's actually a really cute story. Do you want to tell it, babe, or should I tell it?
I don't like that story, babe.
I guess that makes me the devil.
You are! She is! She is the devil! I'm in hell! I'm burning! Help me!
We're gonna be late to work together, babe. Babe, you want me to leave the flat iron on when I'm done? Your hairspray sucks, babe. I need more strength than that. This hairspray sucks, babe.
It's hairspray. I promise you'll be okay.
No, it sucks, babe.
I promise it's not the end of the world.
I need something with some hold, babe.
Babe, 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 babe. Pure passive-aggressive bullshit. To be fair to Kristen, the cringe is coming almost exclusively from Tom, at least for now. Let's face it, we all should have known from this forehead shaving scene in the first episode that this man would eventually live to become the villain. Side note, I need to know which one of these two demons placed a crucifix above their bedroom door. Yet somehow I see it. This couple weirdly makes sense to me now. Back at Sir, Stassi is in full bully mode and tricks Sheena into doing her side duties, which obviously gets back to Lisa, who then sits in the corner fake texting on her BlackBerry and tells Sheena to stop being a good employee in the restaurant and go cause some drama. We're trying to get a reality show off the ground here, people.
You don't understand, because I mean, I understand better than you think. Here. I would rather just polish these glasses and be miserable and have them like...
No, you've got to stand up to them. I'm telling you, that's not your job.
Yes, Shishu, your job is to go outside and cause drama with Stassi. And so we get this amazing scene of the camera following Sheena from behind the entire way in one shot, like she's about to exit onto the Maury or Jerry Springer stage, as she walks out to the Sir alley with the Sir dumpsters and the extra furniture and the smoking pit, an absolute icon in the VPR universe. You know when people in movies and shows describe New York City as a character and not a place because it's just so iconic? Well, the alley with the dumpsters and the smoking pit behind Sir is one of these magical places that deserves main character energy. She is an absolute icon. And so we get the first of many, 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 many confrontations in the Sir alley. Sheena, having just been gassed up by LVP, comes in blazing hot for Sheena and asserts herself.
First of all, I know you have like your issues with me, but I refuse to be your little bitch here.
And Stassi is barely slightly annoyed, like a vicious cat lazily swiping at a fly that's disrupting her nap on a hot summer day. Stassi tells Sheena that her problem is that she dated a married guy for 2 years, and Sheena denies that she knew he was married. And Stassi reminds her Google exists. Sheena tries a different approach, saying, "Look, what's this got to do with you? Why are you so affected by this?" and it gets a little more fiery, and eventually they sort of get to the root of the issue.
Like, you have these insecurities, you think I'm gonna, like, start hitting on your boyfriend because
Of course I have insecurities about that. I've been cheated on.
problem. I have been cheated on. Your boyfriend and your relationship.
No,
you obviously have trust issues. If you
yes, I do have trust issues. I've been cheated on by all my past boyfriends.
But it's not any kind of breakthrough because these two are just not gonna get along, and Shishu leaves crying, and Stassi leaves to go boast to her friends that she made Sheena cry. We also get the intro to a reoccurring theme throughout this show. These three bozos sitting around making lame-ass ball and chain jokes about their insecure, controlling girlfriends who are crazy for no reason because they are the perfect boyfriends.
Jax doesn't even have a leash anymore. She just holds him right by the collar. And she just walks.
No more leash. It used to be a leash.
You lost that leash.
I lost that leash, yeah.
Meanwhile, they're all emotionally immature, manipulative liars who cheat on their girlfriends all the time and cover for each other. They all suck as partners in their own way, and the audience, for the most part, accepted their narrative that the women were the problem for the better part of 10 years. Every time one of them messes up, the game plan is to minimize, deflect, and gaslight. You know, boys will be boys, but check out that crazy woman acting all crazy in response. Let's all raise our glasses high to the fact that we're not in 2013 anymore, and we can view shit like this with a new perspective.
Oh my God. I get it.
I, for one, am excited to rewatch this stuff 10 years later and see what aged the worst, because I'm pretty sure that none of it aged well. And we end this magical first episode with this amazing boozy brunch where Stassi orders multiple drinks at once and then proceeds to get into an argument with Jax about how he's constantly going out and sometimes not even coming home. Stassi probably also pre-gamed before this brunch like she does before work because she keeps saying,
Booyah. Booyah, winning.
To the point that Jax calls her out on it.
What does a booyah mean? I don't know what that means.
And Katie has clearly been subjected to Stassi's booyahs a lot lately because she is relieved that somebody is finally saying something. Come on, that is the uncomfortable face you make when you find yourself in agreement with Mr. Jax Taylor. These two are reality TV gold, and it's clear that this is just a regular occurrence. If you commit to a meal with Jax and Stassi, you have to know it's not just a meal, it's dinner theater, and you're getting a front row seat to the show.
Jax and Stassi's relationship is f***ing chaotic. They both live in absolutes. It's like never or forever all the time. So it's a shit show.
I love how you can tell how mad Jax is at himself for setting up this iconic line for Stassi to take us out of the episode.
She's like, it was your choice to sleep on the couch last night.
It
really?
was.
Because I'm gonna get in the bed with the devil. Like, no, I'm not.
Easy.
I am the devil, and don't you forget it.
Kristen gasps in horror. Katie's like, whoa, whoa, easy. And Stassi is just like, yeah, I am the devil, bitch. I think that answers my previous question of who hung the crucifix above the door. It was definitely Kristen. And that's episode 1. If you enjoyed this enough to still be here, I love you. Maybe say hello in the comments if you feel like it. And thanks for watching. Bye.